That's really what it comes down to. What's up, everybody? I am Scott Smoking Silz, and I am here in Logan Square in beautiful Chicago, which has gotten a little cold for this time of year. And I am checking with my main man, who is in the beautiful Honolulu, Hawaii. My man, Doc Rock. What's up, buddy?
Bruh, I wish I could get a little bit of cold right now. Like, I think I would enjoy it. Not like freezing like how you guys get come November, but like,
I had the down jacket on the other day. Come on.
That much?
And like the gloves.
Wait, okay. So let me ask you this question, right? I got my cold gear, but I use Patagonia down, so it's light. It's really small. Like,
yeah, I got a Patagonia. That thing,
I can carry it like that.
It's good.
But
that might work in Hawaii.
Good, right? It's not December.
I got the big North Face, I look like the Michelin tire guy walking down the street. Okay, that's what I look like with gloves on and the dog, and I'm freezing my tail off.
When I go home, I have my giant Patagonia, but the first one I have is called a something shell. It's really small, but I think it's good to about late 30s, like 38, 39, you're still okay. When it gets colder than that, you're done. Yeah. You're absolutely done.
We're already past that point at night, okay?
Yeah. But
we've already had our first
my big time go home jacket, my Sub-Zero jacket is also a Patagonia. That sucker is warm, bro. I just like the patties in the North Face, how much you can smash that sucker down when you get hot, you want to take it off. I like that you can smash it down into like a little thing and just like
I know. But I like the Canada Goose because we get cold here. Okay, so
because Patty and all North the plugs Face, they use recycled stuff. They don't use Goose anymore.
Yeah. Well, mine is older. I bought mine when they first came out. When people didn't know what they were, I had one. So I've had mine a long time. All right, everybody. We are talking tech. Doc and I were just going back and forth because we were just talking about some hubs. Yes, hubs, technology.
It's
for
an
all you
important
DJs out there and
so
stream.
we'll talk about it.
It really is.
I talk about it all the time on my stream, but I don't think we really addressed it here on this stream. And I just happen to have a brand new one in a box sitting on the floor. So there's that.
Nice. Well, I just updated my machine. So, I was running an iMac 27 from 2013. Oh, look at you. I only got the regular one. So I was running that, and I finally broke down and got myself a new MacBook Pro. I got a 2019 MacBook Pro with 16 gig of RAM and a terabyte of hard drive space. So I bought a couple of hubs for these because I should actually, I can't because I had the cam link earlier. I had two cameras set up and I had to change out. I had to take the cam link out, put something else in because I don't have power for it, according to Doc. So I'd love to show you guys like my setup, but I rewired my studio this week and I spent like a day and a half doing it. And I still got wires every which way. I don't know how to eliminate all these wires. I got so much in here.
You're not supposed
so it just drives me crazy. What's that?
You're not supposed to get rid of all the wires.
I see these guys on YouTube. They got these nice setups. They're like wireless. It's like, I'm going to do that. I even, I'm in clamshell mode. So for those of you that don't know what clamshell mode is, it's when you keep the laptop closed and you just look at the monitor. So I bought one of the upright docks for that yesterday. And I'm like, I don't even know how I'm going to get it over to the dock to get it off the desk area because I don't want the fan noise. If you go to the cam link now, Doc, if I go to the bigger, more powerful, dock, if I go to a different dock, I'm talking to you, Doc, about the dock. But if I go to a different dock, am I going to be able to get a long enough wire to get that thing over so it's not in my way and I don't have that fan noise that I get from the MacBook Pro? Because
so let's address
that is one of the things. Yeah, let's go through it
real quick. First of all, you can't buy a turbo car and then be pissed that it whistles. Okay, you bought a MacBook Pro. The Mac, and this is not just you, Scott. This is the everybody you. This case, I'm not picking on Scott. I'm picking on every single MacBook Pro.
That's half the shtick of the show here is that you pick on me, Doc. So
sip it. Every MacBook Pro owner out there, you bought a MacBook Pro because you thought you were cute and you wanted to be mobile. But at somewhere in the middle, you decided, hey, I really like this live streaming thing. I want to live stream. Me too. I'm with you. I have a MacBook Pro 2016 sitting right there. But you know what I don't do with it? I don't stream with it. Why? Well, because I know that the fan will come on. But that being said, don't sweat it. There's not a problem. You're not wrong. You're just different. Okay, so it will make fan noise. That is how it protects itself, right? Yeah. When you flick a pill bug, it rolls up and a little shell comes over and it's tuk, and then it's protected, right? Or like an armadillo, same smell. Your MacBook Pro, when the fans come on, is armadilloing itself for the people from Texas. Right. So fan noise is not a problem because
it's not.
You have a lovely dynamic mic and a Rode Podcaster with a fantastic noise gate, so that fan can go all day, and your mic can't hear it because you got the right equipment. The people that have a what do you call it, an NTG, and they have it hanging like right here out of frame, and the computer's right there, and
the shotgun microphone,
the NTG, the shotgun. There you go. That's what I was trying to say. Is pointing directly at the fans, and they go, "But I hear it in my stream." Well, because you picked the wrong mic.
Of course, you're going to hear it.
You got a mic that's designed. It's literally the mic is grabbing the sound and pulling it. Right. So now, if you use a Thunderbolt dock, like such.
Yeah, this was the conversation Doc and I were having right before we got on. We were talking to Doc about the dock.
It's still going to make that noise because that's just heat. That heat comes from CPU and from graphics card. Okay, that is what that is about. But what you can do is get a 2-meter Thunderbolt cable. 2 meter is 6 feet 6 inches. Okay, so then you could take the computer and literally move it 6 feet 6 inches away from your mic, right? And then still have everything else on the desk. For most folks, that would allow you to put the computer on the floor, right? Underneath the desk where the sound can't come through the desk table. Right. So now the computer's on the floor. Plus, it keep your ankles warm. You know what I mean? So then you got 6 feet of cable to come up, and then you got your camera, you got your wireless keyboard. Mine has a cable in it at the moment because I'm charging the battery. You got your wireless mic. And, you got the dock sitting on the table, computer sitting on the floor, and then you're good to go. You don't have to sweat it. You can stick it in the drawer. You can stick it in a cooling box. You can stick it in a small box that has some cooling to it so you don't have a problem with thermal shutdown. You can move it closer by the window where it's, 0 degrees outside. And if you had the MacBook on the windowsill and then everything else on your desk, you're keeping it
that's
cool.
when Windows supports Mac, okay? No, when you open the window and if you keep the window open, you're putting the Mac in there. Windows supports Mac.
Yeah, so what a lot of people don't realize, and Scott, you got it. You did the clamshell mode. So with a 12 South bridge or a hinge dock, if you run clamshell mode, got your monitor, your Mac, your keyboard, everything else, you can move the MacBook away from you, so to speak, right? And then you're good. Is that just a clip or is it?
This is the dock. It's a dock, so it's got the wider area for the wires to go in here.
Just a hinge book.
Yeah. And so now you can get the MacBook up in the air. And so for those of you that don't know what clamshell mode is, it's called clamshell mode when you run your MacBook Pro closed. So the screen is closed down. You don't even access anything. And then you're using a monitor or whatever you decide you want to monitor off of. Obviously a monitor. I've got a 34-inch monitor here. And it's great. Works awesome. So really enjoying that mode.
It's a great way to run the computer. I mean, been running it like that since forever. I run 2 monitors and the Mac stays closed like the whole time forever. Been doing that forever and a day.
And I want to say this because a lot of people, DJs out there especially, we are getting ready for a new processor to come on the Macs on the Apple computers. So the reason I chose not to buy another i27, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm waiting for the new one to come out. I bought the MacBook Pro because I may need it for Serato. I may need it for Ableton for some of the live shows. And while Serato and some of these software programs are updating, I just want to make sure I've got something that's current that can get me through a season or two if I need to. So that's why I chose to go with the MacBook Pro instead of buying the i27, which right now, honestly, the i27, if you buy one of those, that's probably the best computer for the price you're going to get from Apple. That is the best obsolete computer made to my knowledge. That's what
But
they kid about, but it's
iMac
not
27
obsolete
inch.
because you're going to be able to run it for years. But that i27 is an unbelievable. The Mac 27 iMac,
Well, I mean, nobody
and
knows what's going to happen on the 17th. Everybody's
right.
guessing. So my guess is there won't be IMAX. My brother, he just took your joke and just blew it up real quick. He said, "So we're going to put the Mac by the window sills and connect it to a dock." Did I get that right?
Yeah, and Doc is going to teach us how to use the dock with which dock we should buy. When I tell you that Windows supports Mac by putting it in the window, letting the window come down, you got that
No,
from
not just the
Silz.
window. It has to be the window
Yeah,
sills.
the
and
window sills, right?
Robert, bruh, you don't know. That's every. I'm telling you, he got some good ones in him every once in a while. But again, don't blow his head up, okay? And then
Right.
don't let him talk to your wife
I'm
because he'll say
here.
bad things
I'm
to
the
her and
whipping boy.
Korean.
I'm here to just get beat up by Doc every week, so you guys know. Okay,
There you go.
that was written in the deal here with he and I that I would be the one that gets beat up. So
So let me show you
off to
guys.
catching a beating here. I'll have two. I'll have some black and blue marks on me by the time we finish this show today.
Alex is 100% correct in my opinion right now. Me and Alex are in the same ballpark. It's basically going to be ARM-based MacBooks to start at first. You know,
Hey, what's up, Alex? How are you, buddy?
we're saying
Alex is the
SoC.
one that helped me set up my loop back, just so you guys know. And actually, Alex, since you're on, I want to ask you a question because I just did the new update for Pro Tools and did the subscription deal because they had a really good deal on it. If you had Pro Tools before, and mine were kind of obsolete, the versions that I had, so I did the new update, and they give you a break. There's like a cross grade, so you pay like $99 a year, and you get that same price for 2 years. So it's basically $200 for 2 years with the new Pro Tools. But my question for you, Alex, if you'd be willing to respond to this, is when I turn Pro Tools on and if I turn Pro Tools off, my guests are able to hear my iTunes or iMusic, whatever Apple Music playing, but I can't hear it. It used to be just the opposite. My guests would not hear something, but now I can't hear something. So I'm guessing, and I forget what the term is, but it's that driver that Pro Tools uses that just kind of locks in. That was always the case, and that's been an issue for me for 10 years now, especially with any of the music programs. I know I could not run Pro Tools on any of my computers with Serato. That driver that Pro Tools uses locks everything out. It's always been a conflict. It's always been a problem for me. So I don't know, that could still be an existing issue even 10 years later, but that's always been my thing with Pro Tools. It almost had to be dedicated. So I don't know if that's something that you know about, Alex, because I tried to put in Pro Tools and I wired it just like I would iTunes or anything else that we would run through there, and it still didn't work. My guests on the other end could hear it, but again, I couldn't hear it. So love to hear about that if you've got a fix for it.
So why use Pro Tools during the live stream? I'm just questioning.
Oh, I'm not using it during the live stream, but let's just say I had it open beforehand. So I have to reboot. I typically always reboot my computers before I start something, but I had somebody that I was just talking to the other day. We wanted to try something. We were playing around with it because, again, this is the first week that we've had the real version of Ecamm up and running. And this is the first week I ran the MacBook Pro because I've been running my older machine. So I finally hooked that up as I rewired the studio. So I was just kind of testing things. And I had 3 guests on my show today. So there were 4 of us. And man, it ran great. I never hit more than 14% on the CPU. It was smooth. I didn't have... typically, if I would move the mouse, I would see spikes and stuff in what was going on when we were on the air. So I couldn't have been happier today with what I saw. And it was smooth. We were on for over an hour. 4 people loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
That's weird. Your noise gate's pumping a little bit, but it's not that big a deal. Okay, so this is right now my favorite on the market. They're relatively the same. I have an OWC connected to my computer right now, but this little guy right here is my new favorite one that's on the market. This is the CalDigit T3 Plus. On the front panel, it has a UHS 2 SD slot, which is amazing. So that means if you're shooting in any of the newer Sonys or Canons or Nikons or whatever. When you're shooting from that, you're using a faster chip. This will transfer the information off the chip to your computer much, much quicker. It has a headphone jack on the front. It also has a mic jack or a line-in jack also on the front. It has a USB 5 gigahertz USB-C and 5 gigabits per second USB-C and a 5 gigabits per second standard USB-A connector. On the back, it has, of course, power, because you need that for the 87 watts, which is what makes it so dope. It kicks 87 watts of power. It has a standard Ethernet cable so that you can hardwire while you're live streaming, as you should. It has a toss link, aka digital out, so you can put your optical digital cable there, send it over to your STR DN1050 Sony amplifier, my 5.1 amplifier back there, so that when I'm not streaming and I want to play out, I have 2 amps down there. I have that Sony multimedia amp, and then I have a Fisher C700, Fisher C100 tube amp that my dad built for me. That amp is older than me, but it sounds. Then
All right. So I got a question for you, and I'm gonna.
Don't lose the question though, because it's probably a good one.
Man, I'm looking at the screen. I got a question. I've raised my hand.
Wait.
All right, blow me off.
Because otherwise, I'm going to get lost. You know, I got ADD,
All right.
HD, PhD.
All right. Keep going through your little ports there, my friend.
It got a 10 gigabyte per second USB-C port. The other ones are your standard 5 gigabytes per second USB-A ports. There's 4 of those, which is dope. And then you have 2 Thunderbolt ports, although one will be the connection to your computer and a display port for a whopping monitor like that 49-inch widescreen that you have. So this has basically.
I wish I had one of those.
And you have 34 now, which is pretty dope.
Yeah. I actually really like this. Now, I'm going to tell you, here's my only knock. I bought the LG. I bought a 34 UC88. And I got so many high recommendations on this. And the monitor itself is really great. But one of the benefits of this monitor is supposed to be this on-screen display. And what it's basically splits the screen so you can assign how you want the pages to appear within the screen. So let's say you wanted to put 3 full documents up on there. You click this thing and it just puts them right into place for you, that you don't have to like drag it, like move stuff around with your mouse or whatever the case may be. This software has never worked. And I have contacted LG on numerous occasions. They have done 3 updates. And I've written the president of LG, because you can do that online, 3 times. Does not work. They have done updates. They've put 2 updates out there. It does not work. Like, do your engineers actually test the stuff before they put it up? I don't know what you're updating, because it's never worked even once. So I would think that a standard 2019 MacBook Pro, if you're saying this is the Mac software that should work and it's the right version, that you might have tested it before you posted it. And this is the only knock I have on the LG thing. So I'm very disappointed by that. And, I will tell you, I bought my monitor at Micro Center. I'm not going to lie about it. I bought it there, and they were nice enough. We went in there and we tried to test these. We tried different MacBooks. We tried 13, we tried 16, we tried everything. We just started, we went with, they were like, you need a direct cable. We tried a direct cable. We tried multiple hubs. The software does not work. So the guy was nice enough. I know it's a software issue. I like the monitor. He said, well, we'll extend. They give you 30 days to return something. He turned around and wrote me his card. He's like, we'll extend the return policy. Let's see if they can come up with a fix for this, because they're trying to elevate it. Still not fixed. I don't know that I want to get rid of the monitor, because I really like it. But,
it's a super simple problem to solve, number one. Number two, it works on the PC, and they never really do a good job of writing this stuff for the Mac, but it's very easy to solve for the Mac. There's about 12 different programs, some free. One is the one that I use is like $10. It's called Divi. There's DIVVY. But yeah, there's a bunch of window managers that will just automatically jump things like that and keep it where it goes. Yeah, it's one of those weird things where like they design the stuff and they put it on the PC because that's their primary market. It's mostly built for gamers, so they get it to work on the PC. Then they try to port it over to the Mac stuff, and for whatever reason, these guys not necessarily good at porting, but it's a common knock. It happens. Sony does the same thing with their cameras, which is funny because most of their users are Mac users, but yet they because they themselves don't make it, they do it. My brother's number one said, "What's the LG model first?" Because what he'll do,
34 UC88.
34 UC88.
34 UC88. I think it's a dash
he'll do
B.
is he'll go check the Korean manual and it'll be right. And so anyway, Lucky Chemicals went and got married together with Gold Star Electronics, and then they came up with Lucky Gold Star, and that's what it was for years. And then when it came to the US, they changed it to LG. Just so you know, that's where the LG comes from. And then
awesome.
It also means life is good. that's
there you go.
what they say. Anyway, yes, Alex Scott is using the Neumann mic because he's baller like that. He always got to like pimp out the mic.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let me get this.
Thanks for that.
Mike J.
Appreciate it.
Mike J says, what's your view on the cheapest bottom line 27-inch iMac SSD? My fear is that I might run out of drive space, whatever. So if you go look on my channel, I have a whole thing about the 2020 iMac, but let me explain you what I did. And basically, you're good, okay? I always say go and get the iMac with the lowest drive and the lowest memory, because the value that you can put in after the fact. Man, why can't I type today? June, do not say today, damn it. I know him.
All right, now I'm going to chime in on Doc here because I'm going to let him beat me up, but I'm going to play devil's advocate here. And so I think that the machine that you were looking at is great. The only thing I would probably say, I wouldn't get the 256 drive. If you could afford it, I would get a terabyte, but I would at least get a half a terabyte.
Listen to Scott.
Do a half a terabyte, because if you got a lot of programs and stuff, you're going to want to be able to do that. Especially, let's say you're a DJ and you want to run Serato. You may not always have that extra drive. You might want to have some stuff on the internal if you need it for an emergency. Okay, that's the only thing I would say.
Let me. Otherwise, hold up, stop. Show me your business card where it says Scott Silz Genius.
I don't have you. I know yours says genius because you work for Apple. Okay, that makes you a genius because it's self-proclaimed.
The external drive.
I'm Scott Smoking Silz, idiot extraordinaire. Okay, but I've been around the block, and that's just my personal take on it. Okay, but you can get a. That's funny.
Listen,
okay,
I'll come right back at you. The external drive on my table.
There you go.
The external drive on my table right now is faster than the internal drive. Do you understand that? Let me say that again.
Yeah.
The external drive on my table is faster than the internal drive.
I bought one of these. Look at it.
The external drive on my table is faster.
I got one of these little Samsung 2 terabyte SSDs.
No, that's not it. That Samsung is 900 megabytes per second. The Sabrent Extreme on the table down here will do 5,000 megabytes per second. Do you understand me? 5000.
Oh my! No,
Okay, so
I'm not aware of it.
The internal drive on this is why I'm a tech guy. This is what I do. The internal drive on the Mac will do 1,300. That external, basic Samsung that you can buy is dope. The T5, but the T5 will do just under 1,000. The SanDisk little flippies, which I have like right next to me, I just can't grab it. They will do just under 1,000. But the Sabrent Rocket.
Are you talking the thumb drive? The SanDisk thumb drive, or are you talking of the one that looks like a little box or whatever?
It's in here. These
Well,
are the bomb.
You got the screen share up, so put your main camera back on so I could see.
These are the bomb. This is the same thing as the
I can't
Samsung
see
T5 you just got. Like literally.
Oh yeah. I actually had one of those and returned it at one point.
Yeah, these are identical.
I just thought they were too. Sorry, a year ago they were pretty expensive at the time.
Expensive is a relative term. If you have the one that has orange inside, it's faster. If you have the one that's red inside, that's the consumer model. These are slower, but these will do 1,000. The orange one would do like 1,500. But the Sabrent.
How big are those, by the way?
1 terabyte each. Okay. You can get them up to 4 terabytes. But the Sabrent that's plugged in on the table right now, which I can't unplug because Ecamm records to that, is rocket fast. So what you do
Nice.
is you go in. This machine right here, my 2020 iMac, fully loaded, has the smallest drive.
You got a
bought it.
256 in there?
Yes, and I've always bought it that way because that's how you do it. And then,
But you don't put any music on it, do you? You don't put any music on it.
Why the hell would I put music on it?
Well, see, I'm going back to why with the MacBook Pro, I would have
This is
some
an
room.
iMac.
I
We're
want
not
to have
talking
some
MacBook
music.
Pro, dude. My MacBook
I know.
Pro has a 2
I
terabyte
totally
drive.
get it.
We're talking
All right.
iMac. He said iMac.
All right.
iMac.
You
sits
think I
on the
should buy
table.
a? All right.
Yeah. See, you're mixing. You're conflating. Pay attention. The
I like to
the
conflate.
MacBook Pro
I still didn't get to
over
ask my
there-
question about the dock.
Okay,
When do we get
hold
to go
on.
back to my question on the dock?
Because it's not Scott support. This is Mike support. Mike J. Mike J is waiting for me to finish my damn sentence.
Oh, I'm going to drive him crazy today, folks. That's what I do.
So the MacBook Pro over there has a 2 terabyte drive in it because the MacBook Pro is for gigging. That's a different conversation. But the iMac, I have 4 terabytes sitting here. I have a 20 terabyte RAID sitting there. I have another 8 terabyte RAID sitting here. Like, so yeah, you don't have to pack your iMac with unnecessary internal drives because Apple's tax on drive is expensive. Okay.
Yeah, it
so
is.
Actually the current version I have has a 512 because that was the smallest that's available. But yeah, same thing. It's irrelevant. I don't use that drive for anything other than the operating system. Everything runs off the Sabrent. Okay. So, and worry about plugging and unplugging, it doesn't matter. The Sabrent gets basically duct taped to the back of the machine. It's clean. You never have to sweat it. Now, that RAM though, here's where you get cray-cray with it. Go to macsales.com, aka OWC, right? Let me pull this up real quick. Macsales.com, and this is where you get your money play. You can throw in 64 gigs of RAM for like $200. It's like 230-ish. I lost my screen over here. So you go right here, you click on memory. First jammy right here is the iMac. And then you click the first iMac 2019, and then look, $269 for 64 gigs of RAM, right? If you go back over here to Apple, where Mike was at, and then you come down here and you
RAM's
want to put
expensive.
64 gigs of RAM, it's $900.
Yeah, it's big bucks.
Bomba
Big
clock,
bucks.
$100.
Booyah! Big
That is
bucks.
crazy, right? And also to that drive point, they don't even show the drive upgrade on this one. Maybe because it cannot. Yeah, see, they don't even have a drive upgrade for this particular one.
You got to be able to get a drive upgrade.
Nope.
You go to like 8 terabytes or something with them.
Nope, not on this page. Because he's talking about the first one, right? He said the cheapest one. That's the one that comes in.
Is that an i5 or is that an i7? It's an i5, right?
I'm on 27-inch, and I click the first joint right here.
Yep.
So
what's the processor? i5 processor on that, right?
Yep, it's the i5. But and if you look here, it doesn't have hard drive upgrades, only RAM. So that's
Really?
even better. So yeah, you're not going to run out of space. But the key is you want to get it with the standard low amount of memory that comes with it, and then just go to OWC. And honestly, now that I got the 64, I should have just went all the way up to 128. But hey, whatever pops your socks, drop in 64 gigs. And
how much is the processor upgrade to the i7 on that? Can you get an i7 on that machine?
No, you have to go to the next model.
You do. Okay.
Yeah. So that, I mean, and again, the point of that was because that's the 3.1 gig. If you come to this model or this model, you can change that. That's why these guys have the 512 SSD in it. So it's just the way that they did this board. Because this one here also is an i5, this is an i7. But yeah, in theory, yeah. If you go for the middle, I think it's a better look. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you know, that's how it works. Good, better, best.
Go for the middle.
Goes to the middle.
And then just skip all of this stuff over here and then bump up. This one, you can bump the drive. You can go to a terabyte for 180. But if you go for the middle, Mike, you're going to come in at 512. And for that 180 is crazy because literally for 320, I got the Sabrent, you know, and it's dumb, stupid fast. So, yeah.
I mean, it's crazy when you start looking at these. You can get up to $4,000 before you blink an eye. You know, when you start putting your little wish list together.
I spent
Yep.
36 and it's dope. Now, Mike, in addition to the Sabrent, this guy right here is dope. Now, it's not as fast, but it's as fast as what's in the machine. Okay. And then so you could come over here and start at 1500 megabytes per second. And then you just go in and put in the drive that you want. They do sell them naked. I think this particular joint is naked, and you can also get it with something in it. So the enclosure only is $80. Or, hey, I didn't try to buy nothing. Stop that. Stop trying to sell me bad words. But you can come over there and just get that, and then you click on drives, and you get the internal, and you add the drive that you want, to the speed. So OWC stuff is legit. Hands down, when I was at the Jeans Bar, the only external company stuff that we would recommend, OWC, Sonnet. Other than that, we tell people don't do it. So yeah, these guys are legit. Now Samsung is part of that conversation. So yeah, if you can get in where you fit in, if you can jump in on the middle model at $18.99 and go, I would personally add the 10 gigabit Ethernet. If you're going to buy the machine, you might not.
That's a good $100 upgrade. I think that's worth it
today. But the way Wi-Fi is changing real quick, we're getting to Wi-Fi 6 and then 5Gs and all this other stuff that's fixing to pop off. Spending that money now is better, because otherwise the external 10 gigabyte per second box, which I have behind here for my old iMac, that's $300. So it's better to just get it there. So I would say that you don't have to do that, because you can always buy it externally, and that price will come down on those external boxes. But if you're just a less stuff on the desk kind of person, that's the way I would spec it.
Yeah.
Boom.
And if you can afford it, I would get the i7 processor. I mean, the i9 is the bomb, obviously, but if you could afford to get up to the i7, it's a couple $100 more, probably a good upgrade.
There's no i7 on this though. It's 5 and 9 on the middle model. There's no i7 on
I thought they have an i7, or is that only on the top of the line one?
I'm gonna just stay out of it, because I don't know what I'm talking about.
All right. Well, I thought they have an i7. I've seen them over at Guitar Center, Micro Center.
And Micro Center is showing you the wrong shit. Look at this screen right here. 5, 9. Where's the 7?
Go to the other.
That's a
wonder
different
if it's
machine.
the other machine. Oh, so it's another machine up. Okay.
We're talking about the middle machine player.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised it would go from 5 to 9 and wouldn't put the 7 in there. I'm just saying.
They know what they're doing. They're Apple.
I know they do. They didn't get to be the richest company in the world by not knowing what they're doing. All right. So can I ask my question now?
Yes,
can I raise my hand? Or are you still on mic support? Alex says what?
Wait.
i5 support
We're done.
Multi-mething?
We're done with mic support. Mike, you can run any application off the external perfectly fine. The middle machine, you can't get a 256, so ignore it. Just start at the middle. Forget the first one.
There you go.
There you go, Scott.
All right. So here's my question, coming back to the I don't get to come back to it. Okay.
No, come back. I'm just laughing. Hurry up.
Have I killed you yet?
No.
Have I driven you crazy?
I'm laughing at Robert. Robert's fault right now. He said I didn't take my meds. Robert, stop sidetracking us. Damn it. Okay, Scott.
Yeah, it's all your fault, Robert.
You're next on Sports Call. Hello.
Hello. Am I the 10th caller? Did I win?
Yes.
What's the prize so I can hang up? I don't know if you remember that, but the contestants that would call in, all the listeners, if they didn't like the prize, they would hang up because they couldn't win for 30 or 60 days. So it's like, what did I win? And then they click. Wasn't the prize I wanted.
I can't tell you the secrets behind this.
For the professional contesters out there. All right. Now here's my question. Okay, pull your Doc's dock back up there. Pull Doc's dock back up there. Okay. So what is the advantage of the microphone and what's the other thing? Is there a headphone, like microphone and headphone? So what would be, that's for somebody probably that doesn't have like a Rodecaster Pro. Yeah, they could go direct into that. Yeah. But now that microphone is a mini.
Yeah.
So is that going to allow you to take like a dynamic mic like this and plug it in there with the proper plug? Because there's you're not going to have phantom power. So what mic would you be plugging into a mini plug and trying to operate, unless you're going to put like a little headset in? That would be like your only.
That's the answer. A lavalier.
You mean a lavalier?
Okay. I'm part
For
Haitian. Let's
people
go.
for
I'm
people
teasing.
that aren't English speaking, the it's a lavalier. I can't even say it now because you have, what did you
Wait,
call it? A
you do
lavalier or what? A
no
lovelier or what? A
lavalier.
lavalier.
You do hockey,
Lavalier.
so I figured you had the French one. And actually, you speak
Yeah,
French.
I got the
Yeah,
French Canadian
you
thing
got the
going
French
on.
part down.
For the organization, it's good for the organization, eh? Forget about it. Okay, so earplugs. Obviously, you could take your little M6s or whatever they're called, MME 6s, and pop those in there, which would be great. But I was just kind of curious about what is the benefit. You're paying for that microphone input. I mean, seeing a 3.5 millimeter going to that doesn't really excite me. Is there kind of an audio card benefit to this? Do they have some sort of audio card built
there's
into
there's
this?
there is an
Tell me
audio
about it.
card. There is an audio card in there, and yeah. So when I go to my thing right now, it literally says the OWC Thunderbolt 3 audio device. So it does have a standard issue, like USB style. It used to be called OBDDC, weird kind of like audio device. It's in there, but really the only thing you could plug in is a Plantronics, like over the headset, or like a little fake countryman type thing, a gaming
Yeah,
headset, a Skype phone, just general stuff. You're not going to pull what we're pulling because it is going to be
yeah,
a little teeny guy. Now, that's still a lot of people got OG headsets, right? A lot of people got Turtle Beach 800 DXs or things, or, like I'm working and then my kid's not gaming right now. You go jack the kid's gaming headset and you got the two pockets right there. Bam, mic headphone. Put it on, you're good to go. Your coworkers are like, "Why is that thing have flashing blue LEDs?" Shut up, it's my kid's headset.
just
So
because.
it'll completely work. So yeah, I mean, it's good for that. Now the other thing that I tend to use it for is like with the line in real quick. Sometimes I just want to test a old like iPod or play something. I can use a standard issue, mini to mini cable, and that works. I also use my headphone jack style is when I rock my full cans, I plug the full cans into that, right? And then I
Do you
keep
have like a
these.
junk bin sitting by that you can just pull all this stuff out of the
Oh, my
thin air
my
out of
shit's neat,
nowhere? I
bro.
mean, like, do you have like this big like army duffel bag you reach into and it's like, oh yeah, I got this one, I got
Yeah,
this. I
I got
mean,
everything neatly
I'd have to get
poised.
up and move around to find anything. Okay. I mean, I don't
No,
know how
you're
you
good.
do it, Doc. You just pull stuff out of thin air all the
I
time.
keep it in the dock. So the reason why I like this, again, this is a good point. So when I'm mixing, right, I have the OWC connected with the standard my Sony headphones, right, and then I have my other headphones that are on my over the ears. They're on my head, and I have them connected to the Rodecaster Pro, so I can hear the sort of pre-fader mix and the external mix, or I can hear what's coming out of the stream versus what the stream is going into. So I can set Facebook to basically come out of that. And if I wanted to check it real quick, I can listen to it. Okay, Facebook sounds dope. Put it away. I'm good to go. So yeah, I mean, it's good for that. And then Alex, the
Yeah.
answer to your question is that particular model does have hyperthreading, but it's more the turbo boost style. It's not true like hyperthreading, the typical like the way the PC fakes the i5 hyperthreading. Yeah, so it does have it, but it's not the same as what you get with the i7 or the i9s. That was Alex's question. Boom, boom, boom. Sking. Yes.
Nice.
And my brother said yes, good for people with older headsets. And oh yes, you can get that the TRRS adapter with the two mini breakout and then use the headphone earphones. I actually have one of those sitting right here too. I just played with it.
Well, I even have a TRRS right here.
You got to keep this
There it
sucker
is.
nearby just in case,
See, because this
something's gonna.
plugs into the Rodecaster Pro if I want to go to phone or
Yep.
take a phone call from somebody. But you got to have the all important Apple dongle to make it work.
Oh, this one is the Belkin
So
one. I have my
I don't know if you
Rode
guys
one
can you
over
see
here.
that if I put it in close enough. You got to have the dongle on there. But TRRS, it's 3 rings. Will that focus on it with me there? I don't know if it
Oh,
will.
I should take this call live
It's
and
too
just
close, probably.
embarrass the hell
There we
out of
go.
them on the phone. This right here, people, is Yelp calling me, and how much times I tell them to stop calling me, They still call
Yelp.
me and tell me, do you know? Because you know what happens? They fire their reps every 5 minutes, and then they get new reps because they basically trick these people into coming to work for them, sucker all their friends to sign up for Yelp advertisement, and then when they no longer have any customers to sell Yelp advertisement to, they fire them and bring in another person. And then so this week it's Chad calling me from Yelp to tell me I should advertise on Yelp, and then next week it's Alec calling me from Yelp to tell me I should advertise on Yelp, and they just go back and forth, and it's super irritating. Listen,
Not a
Yelp,
fan.
it's like, oh, but so many people are searching your business. We can help you get more clients. I go, first, you arrogant. You assume I need more clients, player. I'm Doc Rock. I don't need no more advertisement. Like, everybody on this island knows me. I know that sounds corny to you because you're in the San Fran, but my brother, most of the people on the island know me because I did radio for how long. And the other side of it is I DJ nightclubs for how long. The other side, I'm a genuinely nice person. So all of my business comes from referrals. And
I'm going to give you that one, Doc. I'm actually going to
want
give you
any
that.
more
Finally, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to give you that you are a nice person. So
Yeah.
there you
I
go.
don't want any more people. Like, if I wanted any more people, I would buy an ad. Don't call me and be like, did you know you can run ads?
Hey,
No, yes, Sherlock.
don't laugh. I had a Google review the other day, and it talks about I probably wouldn't get the meat again, but I'm a carnivore. Like, this is a restaurant review on my DJ site. So all I could do is like send it back to Google and flag it. They haven't taken it down. I haven't heard anything. I mean, they're talking about a restaurant. Like, girl, I don't know who you are. You can't come here. We're closed down. We're not doing any business. It's a pandemic.
Ex?
And I don't have an ex.
Okay, that's better. I wouldn't get.
I don't have an ex. So it's like I don't even have like a disgruntled employee ex anymore. I mean, it's like it's ridiculous. So, I mean, come on, guys, get it together. Yelp, Google. Same thing with Yelp.
Patrick said that whatever you were holding up was too close. What was? Oh, you talking about the adapter,
Yeah,
Patrick?
I was holding the TRRS. You talking about me or talking about Doc?
You got to put your hand. No, me. I remember. I got to pull my thing back here. I have I have zebra foot. There you go.
If he takes his thing down, now you can see that it has 3 rings on it.
Yeah, put the gold
it's
in
got
front
3.
of your hand. There you go. You got it. You got it.
Yeah.
Stay right there.
3 tips, like 3 rings on there. Okay, so that's number 1. And then the other thing is, because it's Apple plugging to your phone. If you're going to plug your phone in, you're going to need the connector from here, the dongle. Very important. And guys, honestly, if you don't have a couple of these, you need to have them. You need to have one. Leave one in your DJ case for an emergency. Leave one in if you bring an iPad to an event and you keep that in a case. Put another one in there for that. You need these things.
Bro, the funniest
Very
thing,
important you guys have them.
The funniest thing that happened recently, I had a friend just raging, going on and on, bitching about why they have this thing and I don't have an adapter and I can't plug it in and I lost my other adapter, blah, blah. And while he was bitching, I opened this box, I took the one out the box and I handed it to him. And he's like, there was one in the box the whole time? I was like, uh-huh.
Well, conveniently, when you're at an event and, one of the raging drunks come up and like, you got to play this song. Oh, I don't have it. Never heard of it. Don't ever want to have it. Could care less about it. And they're like, oh, no, here, this is the best record ever. You got to play it. The bride wants to hear this song, right? Oh, okay. Well, can you plug it up? No, man. Do you have the adapter? I don't have that adapter. So you're out of luck.
So I
you
see
see,
what you do with it.
I have an
smart.
iPad. It takes the standard 3.5 millimeter. So if you probably can't see this, but if you have the iPad, you still have the standard 3.5 millimeter here. And
my iPad.
but with an iPhone, when they come running up with their iPhone and you got to do this now, it's like, well, do you have the adapter for that? Because I don't have one. And that eliminates the problem. So there's a little helpful tip for you guys that want to deal with the drunk late night.
Yep,
you'll know what to do.
It costs $9 from Apple, and then the cross-breeded ones, you literally can get a 2-pack for $10 from Amazon. So yeah, there's no reason not to have the adapter now. And honestly, from the standpoint of IPX65, like if I had 2 choices, and someone asked me now, and again, most people don't know why they did it. Everyone, because they listen to idiots on the internet, run around and go, oh, Apple did it so they could sell you an adapter. No. Or Apple did it because they wanted you to use
Apple.
Lightning. No. Okay, why did they do it, Scott? Because I
First of
guarantee
all,
you drank the
no, no.
Kool-Aid.
First of all, Apple is not a cable manufacturer. Okay, they are not in the cable business. Do they make some cables? Yes, they do, but they are not in the cable business. They're going to send you basically to a third party for most of the cables, with the exception of like the lightning cable or the basic cables that you need. But a lot of, and I didn't even realize this because some of this stuff comes in the white packaging. It all looks like it's coming from Apple, but it may be Belkin or some other manufacturers that makes this stuff on their behalf. But the one thing I do
Apple
want
makes
to,
that cable.
well, they do make some cables, but they don't make every cable. They don't make every
No,
adapter.
the
Like,
white cables that come with
for
your
example,
kit, they make them.
yes, those they make, but like this type of an adapter, this is a looks like it's a video to a lightning to a something or other. You tell me what that is.
It's HDMI.
Okay, but that's these are not all. This is an Ethernet, so that if you want to run an iPad for streaming or an iPhone, you can connect it and use Ethernet, so it's wired versus being wireless.
To my question was, do you know why they took the headphone port off of this phone?
Well, probably because they want to start selling wireless.
See,
for their earbuds.
Okay, people, I'm gonna take this out of everyone's mouth today, because everyone says that because they watch the news or they hear some victim mentality BS. It has jack to do with selling more cables. Okay, it's zero to do with selling more cables. As a Genius Bar person, the number one thing that happens when someone comes into the phone, they hand me the phone and they go, my phone stopped working. And I'm like, oh, what happened? Oh, I don't know. And then I take the magnifying glass, I look in it, red.
Got hair.
Oh, you got it wet. No, bruh, every one of the wet sensors is wet. You got it wet. Well, I didn't know it wasn't waterproof. I go, take your hair dryer, go home, jump in the tub. And they go, what? Yeah, exactly. It's electronic. Of course it can get wet. So to make it waterproof, you have to remove the headphone jack. And now that the headphone jack is gone, you can put this phone in a cup of water for 30 minutes and pull it out and be like, June, what's up? And it will be.
Are they now water? I mean, I know they talked about it, but it's not like you see them like, I don't know if you guys watch 2.5 Men when Alan Harper gets his Rolex and he sticks his whole arm into like a gallon of water and he goes, oh, it's waterproof. I don't think I'd want to take my iPhone and stick it in the,
I wash
like a
my
bucket
iPhone.
of water.
Because of COVID,
right.
I wash my iPhone under slow running water around about 2 times a week. It's perfectly fine.
All right, so
this is IPX65, right? So, Alex, I'm gonna fix you on that one too, but that's a different conversation, and I got pictures to prove it.
All right, so we're on cables. We're still on cables.
No, so
okay,
Alex said,
like these are really nice cables. Look at this, braided, very nice.
I buy braided cables.
And, I don't know what happened before, but I'm going back a few years ago. But, if I leave the cable, like the charging cable in the car, at some point it comes up, it's like, oh, this is not an official cable and you're going to have problems. You start to have issues. What's the cause of that, Doc? Why do some of these cables work out of the, at the start
I can show you.
And then they're all of a sudden they're like, oh, this is not an official cable anymore.
Okay, I can show you real quick. First of all, Alex, let me answer your thing real quick. I have been to Foxconn. I have pictures to prove it. In the iPhone making facility, there are 0 human beings. Not a single human hand touches the process of the iPhone. So the concept of they got little kids working is total bullshit. I've been there. He may have been joking, but just in case somebody else read that, there are no people. There's no kids in the iPhone factory. There's no people there. The iPhone factories in Hunan is 100% automated. At the Foxconn plant where they make the machines that make the phones, which is where the humans are, it's like a little country, bro. There's 500,000 people working there, and they're mostly collegiate students, high-end engineers, and all of that stuff. They have an entire town, an entire ecosystem. It's dope. Like their phone that they don't sell, they took the best of everybody's phones that they make and they made their own phone. That's their own internal Foxconn phone. It's legit. The funniest story about walking around Foxconn, I happened to be wearing an Apple jacket. I was freaking people out. And so they told me to stop and they gave me a Foxconn jacket. So for the next show, I'll bring down my Foxconn jacket and I'll show you. But I went to Foxconn and I went right after Mike Daisy and his idiotic report about like all the pressures are so hard. They have like 12 suicides a year at Foxconn. And again, I'm with everybody. I listened. I was like, yo, that's kind of effed up. When you go to Foxconn and you realize they have 500,000 employees, a little bit over, that's the same as the population of Portland. If you have 500,000 people of the collegiate level under high stress, most of the people that come in, so it's not coming from work. It comes from the girlfriend broke up with them and is now screwing their brother, and then they jump off of a building. So what Foxconn did is there's catch nets. So you can't jump off of buildings
So
at Foxconn.
you can't go.
No, it's impossible.
I
There's
want to
catch
go.
nets.
No, you can't.
It's impossible. They would just come.
You
and scoop
can't
your
walk
ass
the
out.
tight
They'll-
wire because
they'll
they've got
scoop you out of
the
it. They'll scoop
they've
you
got
out
the
of the
net
net.
down there.
And they will take you to get
And
help.
you go to the funny farm from there or what? I mean,
Yeah,
what do
I'm
they
saying
do if they
they'll take you to
go
get
to the
help.
net?
It's
So
way-
somebody just like, I've had a bad day. I'm jumping to the net for a while. Is that okay?
it's not funny. It's true. I mean, there's high level work pressure as any other job. Like it's just any other work job. So yeah, it just happens. It's a high competition place. I was trying to show you the link, but to answer your question, Scott, there's a program that's known as MFI, made for iPhone, right? But now it's just in general because they do more than iPhones, and it's part of a developer program. So when you say that you're going to be an MFI certified person, then you're saying that you're going to follow Apple's recommendations for the way that they want that stuff built, right? Then
Right.
you got the people that just won't listen, and they just want to go and make cable so that they can make
So
money. And
it's the gas station cable, the emergency
Yeah,
gas gas station
exactly.
cable.
So
Yeah.
those do that because they're missing pins. Okay, so what happens is if you look at it as a lightning cable, there's my answer want to say there's 16 pins. I could be wrong. I totally forget, but there's pins related to charging, pin related to data transfer. There's actually lightning cables that won't transfer data because it's just the charging cable because it's not a real MFI cable. So that I was trying to find you the MFI certification program. That's what this is. You can search to see if the company that you bought a cable from is MFI certified or not. And then that one normally.
Well, I actually had this
solve that
issue with a couple of the Apple cables, though, the authentic cables that came with
That
it.
means
But
the pin is
it
broke.
was a few.
The pin that identifies
pin broke,
itself
okay.
as legit is broke.
Gotcha.
And 9 times out of 10, all you gotta do is take the pin, little acetone on a Q-tip, and then clean the markers, and it'll work. Or sometimes you can take a light pencil eraser, like such, and it just gets oxidized. You can go like this,
Yep.
and of course,
And
I
for
can't
those of you
reach it.
that don't know, when your cartridge doesn't work on your 1200, that's what you do. You get the pencil eraser out. That's the best
Just
way to do
deox
it.
Now I can't
Yep.
reach it because it's just out of reach, and I don't feel like standing up.
Okay.
The funny thing is, every DJ has a can of deoxit somewhere. You can just also spray it with deoxit and rub
That's
it off,
right.
and then it'll
Yeah,
be
that's the good stuff.
perfectly fine. So
Yep.
yeah, he was just kidding. Okay, I kind of figured Alex knew, but yeah, bruh, it's the mind. I was so mind blown when I got to go to Foxconn, people. It was literally one of the most dopest places I've ever been. And what's trippy is you see the village is broken up into parts. This is like all phones, right? This is all like car electronics. And I don't mean like stereos and stuff. I mean like the anti-lock brake sensors and all of that stuff, right? And then the next one we went to, it was like the Wi-Fi Emporium. The data we were there, they were making Linksys routers. And you just see the bags of the sand that they use to make the black chips, the silica, you know. You just see the bags coming in on trucks, and the guys are unlifting it. They have a bowling alley, a gym, like a tiny little mall. When you go to the
sounds pretty
recreation
cool.
place, bro, it was dope. Like, it was absolutely dope. It was seriously one of the coolest places that I ever been. So
And this is in China. Foxconn is in China.
yeah, it's pretty dope. It's pretty dope. Yeah, no, Brent, they do. They absolutely have nets to keep, people from kind of jump off the building or whatever. It's
Don't
like
do
that.
it. Don't jump.
Yeah, it's
It's gonna happen.
I'm laughing
Not on
at
my watch.
I'm laughing at Alex and Keisha in the comments, right? You guys are goofballs. So yes,
Yeah, I saw that one.
You can get like we had this conversation yesterday in the Ecamm group where I was talking about people buying dummy batteries. You can buy a $30 dummy battery. That's fine. I personally will never stick a $30 dummy battery in a $1,200 camera. That's ignorant. That's just
Well,
ignorant.
no, I'm gonna. I've got the cheap dummy batteries in my Sony cameras. They
You do
work
that.
great.
That's the same as my friends
probably
that
not-
bone with no condoms. You can do it. Knock yourself out. I'm not doing it. Okay? I am absolutely not doing it. It might work. But
These were the ones that were recommended. David had recommended these, from Live Streaming Pros.
there's no
I've had good
guarantee
luck
though,
with both of them. I know.
right?
I know.
And so it's a crapshoot, right? Because
Yep.
my buddy Kara, you guys were on when she was on. She blew up a brand new A6600. She bought the
Ouch.
recommended $30 freaking dummy battery, and that dummy battery
Ouch.
blew up her A6600. And Sony says, no, we gave you a part number. She goes, yeah, but those were out of stock. Okay. And they go, the only companies we recognize are Tether Tools, and I forgot what the other one was, but
Tether Tools is good stuff.
Power Junkie, right? Well, her statement to me was, well, the Tether Tools one was like $180. Yes. And the Power Junkie, which I use, Power Junkie,
Pricey stuff.
comes out to $130. Yes. So let me get this straight. You're about to buy something that's going to protect your equipment, and there's three options on the table. There's 180, there's 130. The Sony one, also 130. The no-name one, 27. I know, I'm going to use the 27. No.
Yeah.
We have got to get out of the mentality that companies are just trying to rip us off. And the funny thing is, when it comes to electronics, that's where everyone goes. But yet, you just took a supplement that costs 3 cents to make, that's $30 for a gallon, so that you can get bigger muscles where you can just eat some freaking eggs. Oh, you're cool with that, right? Or you just bought your wife a $20,000 ring that rock, somebody in the De Beers family said it was better than this rock. It's the same freaking rock, but you just spend 20 grand on that when jewelry is marked up. My friend owns a jewelry store. Jewelry is marked up some 9 to 1,200%. No problem with that. But I'm pissed off that, Apple wants to sell me an actual functioning cable for 19 instead of the one I could get for 3 at the gas station. Nah, fam. Nah, you guys are crazy. This is your expensive kit, bro.
It's funny sometimes how we operate, where we are dollar wise and penny foolish, and
Holler back. You know how many people have their $3,000 machine plugged into a $6 power strip from Home Depot?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
APC, what's the other one brand that we used to sell, June? Trip Light.
Well, I get
APC.
Trip Light's okay. I've got the APC.
Vernon.
I got the surge protector battery backup thing. Like, I can actually run a sound system on this thing for like an hour.
Yeah. Say, I have a good one too. Cyrus, you know what? My brother's right. Says he hates dummy batteries. Why would you want to buy something called a dummy? Actually, the dummy battery that I have in my A6400 is the Sony original APC 20W or whatever the heck the partner. I have a legit Sony one, and I have no problem paying $130 for it, because if it breaks, I can go to Sony and be like, "Hey, your thing broke," right? But if you bought the one from Amazon, she contacted the company from Amazon, and they told her, "Oh, we don't cover that."
Yep. It's like, Manfrotto's really good stuff. If you buying like an articulating arm to hang your camera from or whatever, you can buy one of those little ones from Amazon for $40 or $50, but they don't work.
Alex said, "Take
the you're on an hour into a DJ show and haven't discussed Scott's mic. I want to see it without the condom on it." Okay. You want me to take this off?
Let me mute real quick. Go.
Get a couple of my mic processors and show you. I don't even have those attached. I'm running strictly through the, the RCP.
Wait, let me take it off. Hold on. Ready? Go. Bruh.
Off comes the condom.
That was a little too much.
There's a little too much condom play, a little too much foreplay on the condom there.
Yeah. I just didn't want to kill everyone's ears who happens to be wearing these, meaning me.
Yeah. So, some guys would turn this up, some guys would use it in this position. It just kind of blocks too much. I'm this kind of to the side because of the way my stand is. I just added this new stand. That's why I was able to do this. So,
that's what
Alex,
that's what
I know
bought.
you know what this is because you have one of these. I'm just not saying what it is. I put a piece of tape over it.
It's a blue
see, they don't pay us, so screw them.
Yeah, my brother
not giving
just
them a free
one.
plug.
Yeah.
Put your condom on, condom off. Safety. There you go. Back in business. Back in business.
32 is good. I'll accept 32. It's probably okay. Or at least the ones that say, "I guarantee your equipment to X amount." If it says it on there and you believe them, good. But people that literally buy the dime store power strip and you plug in your $3,000-$4,000 Mac into it, it's insane.
Yeah.
I don't think
Probably
actually
not a good idea.
Panasonic makes one, Keisha, but the Tether Tools one, I can tell you is safe, and same with Power Junkies. Power Junkies is actually invented by a company called Blind Spot. Blind Spot has been making V-mount, the big monster batteries like you see on the back of a shoulder camera. They've been making V-mount battery pack connections for decades. Anton Bauer, if you see a dummy battery with Anton Bauer name on it, I believe them. But some company called J. Nippon batteries, nah, not happening.
I'd buy from J Nippon, Nippon, but
Oh,
only if it's
sorry.
RJ Nippon.
Sorry, RJ Nippon. He say, "Oh, then now you got to go buy." Now you got to
I'd
go
buy
buy.
from the RJ Nippon collection.
I wouldn't. Well, actually, he would get his made in Korea, so it'll be good.
There you go.
Robert said, "Is that a Magnum windscreen?"
Yes, it is extra large.
Oh, made from scratch. Yeah, good to see
I got
you
this from one of the brothers. This is the extra large Magnum.
here.
Nothing is getting through this bad boy.
Wait, made from scratch. I want to know. And behind your logo, is that supposed to be Real Madrid? It looks very simple.
What?
I mean,
What's the
similar,
question?
not simple. Supposed to be similar is what I was trying to say.
What
Uh,
on
oh,
my logo?
no, no, no,
Is that
no,
what you're talking about?
no, no. On Made from
Oh,
Scratch, if you look at the avatar, the
oh.
back of that, the yellow part, it looks like Real Madrid.
MFSB Live. I like that.
Yeah,
Mother, father, sister, brother. How many people know MFSB is mother, father, sister, brother?
I thought it was
And
Made
what's
from Scratch.
TSOP? The Sound of Philadelphia, one of the greatest records ever made.
TSOP. I was just into MOS. All we had was Ministry of Sound. I thought they were
Ministry of Sound, yeah.
genius marketing and just what they were putting out. Oh, waited for affiliate links for power strips. Sorry, Brant, I didn't make any. But beard,
They're
hey,
coming. They're
the
coming.
beard game is strong, Brant. I always got to give my man preps. He got that dope. Mine needs some help. I need some berries and spices. Mother, father, I didn't even think about that. I thought it was Made from Scratch broadcasting.
MFSB, mother, father, sister, brother.
That's dope.
TSOP, the Sound of Philadelphia.
What are some other good acronyms from the music game?
What do you guys want to know?
I know there's a bunch of really good ones. I'm just trying to think. Actually, and this has nothing to do with what he just says. One of my
Elias,
favorite
Alias,
is AWB.
Follow me. Was
Dude,
it Alias or Elias?
which one? Follow me.
ALY-US. Elias or Alias? Follow me.
No, it was
Another one of the great house records of all time.
Ally United States.
Could be. Could be.
Super. Judah, I ain't not putting that up there. But yeah, see, I was right. Made from scratch broadcast. I was right. But then I like it, motherfucker.
No, it's mother, father, sister, brother.
That's dope,
MFSB.
Hey, wait,
So
but you didn't
you
cover
changed it up.
My Real Madrid symbol because it does look like the Real Madrid symbol, which is dope. So the actually one of my favorite bands to this day, still, just because at the time I didn't know they were from Scotland, was AWB and Schoolboy Crush.
Oh, Average White. I actually had. I have a drive, a picture with Arnie, whatever his name is. I have the two guys that are still AWB.
Bruh, they were so bad.
They had some jams back in the day, man. They had some jams.
See, I was correct.
Schoolboy Crush and
you
you
know
name it.
I am a real football fan. Look at that. See, I picked
Nice.
it up. I picked
Football,
it up.
you mean soccer. Isn't that soccer
No, it's football.
for us in Chicago?
No. See, you know what the CF stands for? Club de Football.
Club
Real
de
Madrid
Football.
Club de Football.
Club de Football.
See, that was a good guess, bro. Oh, Earth,
Yeah.
Wind, and Fire. Yeah, but they mostly went by Earth, Wind, and Fire. But I'm thinking,
Yeah,
it was in
EWF
the
was
name,
just a
and you
shortening.
didn't know it was in the name, and then later you find out that it meant something. Those are the ones that I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
Because, like, I like
How about Chick versus Chic?
I always called them
Remember
Chic.
Chic?
I never called
Yeah.
them Chick. I always called them
Chick.
Chic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
if you
super
don't know,
funny.
you don't know.
I don't know.
But
You
yeah.
can't
Nile
see
Rodgers.
it, MFSB, but on the very back there next to Vader's sword, there's my Man United clock. Glory, glory, Man. There you go. Glory, glory, man United. Brad got one.
Did you put your Christmas decorations up back there, Doc?
Yeah, it's Vader. It's Vader Nation.
You got your
boo.
Christmas tree back there now?
It wasn't intended to be Christmas. It was just supposed to be pop of color. But I forgot that
I got my Christmas tree lights up over there. You see, underneath the mirror ball in the trussing.
And then I forgot to switch it back. But yes, ELO. There you go. There's another one.
It's for a little pop.
Electric Light Orchestra. Anyway, I think we beat
ELO,
enough crazy
one of the
stuff
greatest
up in the
bands
head
ever.
today. Yeah, ELO is quite amazing.
They were great.
Oh man, see now I'm gonna have to bust out my Ohio players. Roller coaster.
Fire.
We're gonna get a trademark slap.
There you go.
They were like, "Oh, we can't even mark you back. We can't mark you down for that because that was horrible." All right, so that's what we should add to the end because last week we did it too, Scott. At the end, we should have where we just got to give somebody an old school track to go and listen to. Okay, Judah got it. Tower of Power, bro. Yes, Tower of Power.
So very hard to go.
All right, so come on, give me an old school track. Everybody got to go listen to today for homework.
He just gave you one. So very hard to go.
No,
that's an awesome jam.
Mine is going to be Schoolboy Crush by AWB, and then
that's a jam.
You're going to go. Oh my God! I could just name all the hip hop songs where they went.
Well, I'll give you one to go listen to. Karen Young, Hot Shot.
Oh, God.
I need a hot shot.
Okay.
Love that song.
I can't.
That was my wife and I's song. We used to love that song.
I can't mic drop because it's connected to the RS1.
I'm not dropping a $1,500 mic. Mic drop. Boom.
That mic is bomb. That mic is bomb. You should definitely go into the.
This is like 20 years old. I've had this. I have barely used it. I bet I haven't used it 20 times in 20 years. I'm just starting to use it again. So
what?
But yeah, I got another nice mic in there, man. I got a breakout. I got a Connecticut Audio. I got a CAD mic.
Oh, the CAD. That's the bomb.
Should I go get that? You want to hang on for a second while I go grab that thing? I'm not going to plug it up.
Right, we can wait.
It needs. All right. All right. I'll save it for next time. Tune in and see. And it's the gold mic. It's huge.
Damn.
It's big. It's a big mic.
All right. Yeah. Next week, gang, we'll be back. We'll be back to make more trouble.
Yeah. Thanks for checking us out, everybody. We appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the like button and the share button and the subscribe button and all that good stuff. Yep. And we do this every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And actually, next week, will we have a new president by the time we come on the air? Probably not. No. That'd be my guess. Tuesday's the election voting day, but I don't think we're going to have an official answer at that point. I think it'll take at least a week or 10 days.
I say a week or
it'll be a fight and a debate and everything else and
2000
who knows whatever.
We'll find out in December like in 2000.
It'll be the start of Civil War, okay? We'll be on to Civil War next Wednesday. So if we're not on next Wednesday, it's because they came and burned our city. So we'll figure that out. Let's hope that's not the case. But,
I got a question.
It's going to be crazy.
Judah, are you working today or are you off again? I still forgot to come in to scan my stuff. Anyway, you can tell me after this is over. I just want to know. Anyway, peace out, folks. Thank you guys.
All right. Have a great week, everybody. Scott Smoking Silz, Doc Rock. Adios, everybody.
Wait, I only have Bossa Nova on my Rodecaster Pro because I haven't updated my pads. You can house us out. There we go. and wait, one time for the hockey horn. Aloha, gang. Peace out.